Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I have another theatre vlog for you. So tonight I am heading to the Manchester Palace Theatre to see The King and I. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've only seen The King and I once before, and it was many years ago. It's probably about 10 years ago probably since I've last seen it. It's a long time ago. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I'm sat in the stalls today. I'm on row S, seat 3. The tickets for this were quite expensive actually. This ticket should have been £33. Now if you know me, I don't usually spend any more than about 25 is usually the maximum I'll pay for a ticket, but I did have a £25 voucher, which was why I was able to get this ticket. But yeah, I did think tickets were quite expensive for this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Helen George isn't in the run at the Manchester Palace Theatre, which I don't really mind. I don't really know who she is, but I know a lot of people are a bit disappointed that she's not in the Manchester run, but I don't really know who she is, so I'm not really bothered. I'm looking forward to see whoever is playing the part, and yeah, it should be a good night. So I'll get back to you now once I am at the tram station. So I've just arrived at the tram stop. Looks like the tram's due in 1 minute, so I've made it just in time. Got my tram ticket, so it should be coming any second now. So it's now 7:15, just got off the tram at St Peter's Square. I'm just going to walk up to the theatre now, and then we'll quite a bit of time to get around, but I'll have time to maybe look at the merch, maybe look around the theatre. So yeah, it'll take about less than 5 minutes to walk. Yeah, just heading up to the theatre now. As you can see, the marquee is for Greatest Days. We've not got the King and I one up, so yeah, Greatest Days is actually on, I think, next week. So yeah, I don't think I'll bother going across the road to take a picture because it's not for this musical. It is now 7:10. I'm just in the queue to get into the theatre. Shouldn't take too long to get in. So like I said, I'm in the stalls today. I'm on row S, seat 3. And it's quite a busy show today. It's more or less sold out, so yeah, it should be really busy into today. Okay, so I'm just inside the auditorium now. I've just nipped to the merch stand and picked up my programme. It had no magnets again, sold out. So I've just picked up a programme. This was £5.50 and it just actually feel a bit better quality than some of the recent ones we had, so it does feel a bit better. Here's the kiosk there, and you've got your mini moons here. So I'm in the stalls today, so I don't think the auditorium is open yet, so I think I might just go up to the circle and just go to the toilets before it opens. So actually the toilets are this way. Also, let's see what time the show finishes. I always forget to look at the clock. So nearly 10:30. It's quite a long one then. So anyway, I'm just going to head up to the circle, go to the toilets, and then head down to the stalls when it's open. So it does look like the auditorium is actually open, so I can go down in a minute. But if you ever wonder where the toilets are if the auditorium isn't open, down the circle level, just as you come up the stairs, just here. So this is the circle levels. This is your view from the top of the circle. Yeah. This is quite a good view. I was going to sit here, but I chose to sit in the stalls, so hopefully the view is just as good. So I'll go down to the stalls now and I'll show you my view. I'm in the stalls, so I'm just down here. I'm on S3, so this is the side that I'm going to be on. No problem. Okay, so we're in the auditorium now, so said I'm on row S. So this row, I'm on seat 3, 2, 3, so this is my seat. So this is the view from my seat. I think this is quite a good view. It's not too bad. Like I said, it was quite expensive. The ticket was like £33. But yeah, the view's not too bad. So I've just come to have a little look in the orchestra pit. I love to see what instruments are being used for a show. So just walk across and see. Got some trumpets, trombone. So what else? I've got keyboard. Is that a glockenspiel? I don't know, but it looks super cool. Love it. So if you're curious where the toilets are in the stalls of the Palace Theatre, they actually have men and women's toilets on either side. In the other tiers they only have them on one side. In the stalls they have them on both sides, which is great. Because usually when I book tickets in the circle or the grand tier, I always book the wrong side. Yeah, in the stalls they're on both sides. So as usual, no shows if you're bringing kids. They do have booster seats which are just by the toilets on either side in the stalls. So it is now the interval and I'm really enjoying the show. I've seen this once before and I didn't really enjoy it that much, but this production I'm really enjoying, so yeah, it's really good. Obviously I'll tell you more about it when I get home, but so far the advert one, I'm really enjoying it. As you can see, the theatre is very busy today. So I'm going to stand up for a bit because it's really cramped in my seat today because there's so many people in, very squashed up, so I'm going to stand up for a bit while I can. But yeah, like I said, I'm really enjoying the show so far. Like I said, I've seen the show once before and I wasn't that impressed by it the first time around, but this time I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, it's really good. Obviously I'll tell you a lot more about it when I get home, but so far really good. So I think there's about another 10 minutes left of the interval. So I'm just going to get a drink and I'll get back to you after the show. So the show has now finished now and it was really good. Really enjoyed it. Much more than I thought I would. So I'm gonna rush out now to get the tram and I'll tell you all about it when I get home. Hi, so it's now the next day. I didn't have time to redo the show last night when I got home. The show's quite a long show actually, so yeah, I didn't get home till about 11:30 I think. It was quite late, so I thought I would review the show now. So obviously last night I went to see The King and I at the Palace Theatre in Manchester. I was sat in the stalls. I was on row S, seat 3, and my view from there was excellent. I had a really good view. I think it did say on the ticket it was obstructive view because of the overhang of the circle. However, there was nothing high up on the set, so my view was excellent. I had a perfect view of everything that was going on the stage, so I definitely recommend those seats. I paid, I think it was £33 for those seats, which personally I think is quite expensive. Usually when I've sat around there before, I've not paid much more than £25. But like I said, it was a really good view and I'll definitely sit there again. There's also plenty of leg room there as well. However, I do have to say, I did feel really cramped and squashed in. It was more or less a full house last night. It was very busy. It actually ended up being press night that night that I went. So it was very, very busy, very, very crowded. And yeah, I just felt really, really cramped. I think the seats in the Palace are quite close together. Obviously it's an old theatre. I know in the Lowry when I go, you don't feel anywhere near as cramped in the stalls, but yeah, I did feel really, really squashed. So it does like get in the way of your enjoyment a little bit, feeling that uncomfortable, but it wasn't too bad. It's not like when I've sat in the Grand Tier before and you're squashed in and you've got no leg room. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. I just don't like feeling all squashed in, but it was okay. So there was some merch for the show. There was quite a few things sold out actually. I think the show is, I still think it's got quite a few venues to go, but I think it has been going for a while, so I think some of the merch is sold out now. So of course they had no magnets always seem to be the thing that sells out, so I wasn't able to get a magnet for this production, but I did pick up a program. Where is it? Picked up a program. This was £5.50. As I've said before, I don't really rate the programs from the Palace. They're quite flimsy, they're not very thick. I mean, I think this is a bit better than some of them I've had, but yeah, they're not the best programs. And this has very little information in it. It basically has the cast and the production team in here, list them, and that is it. There's no articles in there, there's nothing interesting to read in there. It is basically just the cast list and the cast biographies, and that is it. But I still like to have it because I like to know who's been in the production and what they've been in before, so I do always still like to get a programme. So other bits of merch that they had mugs. I can't remember how much they are, but I'm pretty sure I filmed the price list, so hopefully you will have seen that in the vlog. But yeah, they had mugs, they had t-shirts, they had a tote bag. Can't remember what else, but those were some of the things that they had available. So The King and I is one of Roger and Hammerstein's classic musicals. It first premiered in Broadway in 1951, and its success led to a Hollywood movie being made. The King and I is based on the novel Anna and the King of Siam, which is by Margaret Landon and was written in 1944. And the novel itself was actually derived from the memoirs of Anna Leowins, who was the governess to the children of King Mongkut of Siam in the early 1860s. So The King and I is set in the 1860s, and it tells the story of Anna Leowins, who is a widowed British schoolteacher who travels to Siam with her young son Louis, as the King of Siam's hired her to teach his children and also his wives, I think to teach them English and other things as well. So Anna and the King often clash due to their cultural differences, and Anna also struggles with some of Siam's customs. However, over time they end up beginning to understand each other and actually form a friendship. So obviously this production, being a Roger Hammerstein production, has a wonderful score, beautiful music, and this production has a really good orchestra to be able to really get the full use of the music. It features some well-known songs a lot of people know, obviously Getting to Know You, Shall We Dance, and also I Whistle a Happy Tune. They're just some of the well-known songs that are in this musical, and all of which were sung absolutely beautifully by the cast of this production. Annalene Beechey, who played Anna Leowins in this, had an amazing voice, and she sung all her songs beautifully. I really enjoyed her performance of all the songs in this. So the set for this show was actually quite simple. There wasn't any special effects or anything like that in it. They kept it pretty simple, pretty much to how they would have done it back in the day when it was made. Just simple props that were pulled on and off and things that were lowered on. There was nothing too spectacular. Like I said, the sets were all pretty simple. They made a good use of props, but it didn't need anything spectacular. It really worked for the show the way they did it. It still made it look very grand and opulent, and it definitely worked for the show. Some of the bits that I loved the boat at the beginning. I thought that was quite good. I also liked the scene with Tutim where she was in a garden and he sort of used lighting that would hang down and look like I think it's like blossoms, like she was walking through a garden with blossoms. I thought that was quite well done. I enjoyed how they did that. So the costumes in this show were really beautiful as well. They had the sort of traditional Thai sort of costumes, and they had really beautiful gold headpieces on, which I thought were really beautiful. Also, Anna Leowins' costumes were amazing. They just seemed to keep getting bigger and bigger. I think I read somewhere that the dresses weighed about £10, So yeah, I bet they were probably really hard to like dance and move in, but she did it amazingly. And the costumes were stunning and gorgeous. All the dresses were like beautifully made, and she looked really nice in them. So yeah, I loved all the costumes in the show. Also, the choreography in this show was outstanding. It blends sort of modern dance with like traditional Thai movement, which was really beautiful to see. One of my favourite pieces from the show was when they were doing a sort of like a play within the play. The palace were putting on a production for the English who had come over, and this contained a lot of like dance and movement in it. It was called Small House of Uncle Thomas, and yeah, the dance and movement in it was just beautiful. I really enjoyed that choreographed piece. I thought it was beautiful. So I'll now just go through the programme and show you who was in the cast and tell you a bit about what I thought of their performances. Okay, so here is the front of the programme. And inside front page you've got an advert for Mini Moons, which they now sell at the Palace Theatre. Information about the Palace Theatre and what shows are coming up. And then, as you've probably seen in most Palace Theatre programmes, they have a bit of information and history on the theatre itself. I do actually enjoy that bit. I think it is a nice piece to have in a programme. Then you have some adverts for some shows that are coming up at the Palace. I actually have my ticket for SpongeBob already. I'm hoping to get a ticket for Greatest Days and possibly Dirty Dancing, but it is quite expensive, so I have to see how much money I've got at the end of the month. Some other shows that are coming up. I actually think 6 is completely sold out already, so I won't be getting any tickets for that. So here we go. First of all, we have the cast biographies. So as you see, we have Annalene Beechey playing Anna Lee Owens, and I thought she was an amazing Anna Lee Owens. I thought she played her really well. Like I said, she had a beautiful voice, and yeah, I just enjoyed her her performance of Anna Lee Owens. I thought she was really good. She's been in The King and I before at the Palladium. She's played Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady. So yeah, she's done quite a lot of theatre. You see, this is her biography here. Then we had Darren Lee playing King of Siam, and I thought Darren was so good in this role. Obviously, King is supposed to be quite an unlikable character, but by the end, you definitely he definitely grows on you, and you learn to love him. And I think the way Darren played him was excellent. He played him with like a little bit of humour. He had like a little bit of a cheeky side to him. And yeah, I really loved his portrayal of the king. I thought it was really good. Obviously, Darren Lee is a big name in musicals. He's done a lot of stuff. He's been in Broadway productions of Chicago, Guys and Dolls. Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff in musical theatre, and as his biography. Then we have Shazara Bonner, who played Lady Tyng. Sam Jenkins Short played Captain Orton and Sir Edward Ramsay. Dean John Wilson played Lun Tai. Caleb Langyan played Prince Chulalongkorn. Kokwei Lee played Carolonholm. Sorry if I'm pronouncing all these names wrong. I'm not very good with names. Marinella Phillips played Tuptim. And I thought she played Tuptim really well, and she had a gorgeous voice as well. Yeah, so yeah, I loved her portrayal of Tuptim. Thought she was really good. Maria Coyne is the alternate for Anna, so I didn't actually see her perform. Chi Chan as an ensemble, and as an ensemble member. Jeffrey Chakai, another ensemble member, and some more ensemble members. It's quite a big ensemble. But you also have some of the child actors that played Lewis Lee Owens, who is Anna's son. So you have Harry Altoff and Dexter Barry, and we had Dexter Barry. I'm pretty sure it was Dexter Barry who was on for our performance. And then you have Max Ivy May and also Charlie Maguire, who also play Lewis as well. And then you've got more ensemble members. Like I said, it's quite a big cast. I think it says there's 50 people in the cast. Obviously there's a lot of children in the cast and stuff, but yeah, it's quite a big cast. And here you have your actual cast list. So as you see, there's not that many main characters, but there's quite a big ensemble. You've got your onstage swings there. Small House of Uncle Thomas Ballet. Like I said, that was one of my favourite pieces. I thought the dance and the movement in that was beautiful. I really loved that piece. You have the children here, understudies, your orchestra. Like I said, they had quite a big orchestra, which was great. It really made the music just sound even more wonderful than normal. I love a big orchestra. I love hearing big orchestras play songs from musicals. I think it's great. And then you got your creatives here and your production team. And then here you go, you got your creatives biographies, and that is basically everything in the program, I think. Yeah, that is everything in the program. So yeah, I really enjoyed The King and I. However, the show isn't without its flaws. It does depict harmful stereotypes of the king and his people, which is why the movie is actually still banned in Thailand today. They do not allow the movie to be shown there because of the way it depicts its king. They find it disrespectful to the royals, and they do not allow that film to be shown in their country. This production does make an effort to address these issues, but the attitude it portrays are very dated, and so it is definitely a piece of its time. That being said, I did really enjoy the show. I would definitely see it again, and I do think people would still enjoy this show. Like I said, it's definitely a piece of its time. You just have to remember the way things were when it was made. Obviously it was made quite a long time ago, but it still is a great show, and I definitely recommend you go and see it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think you will really enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. I have seen this show before many years ago, and I didn't enjoy it that much, but I really enjoyed this production. I don't know why I enjoyed this one more. I don't know, but I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. So if you can get a ticket to see it in Manchester, do. It has got a few more stops on its tour. I think it's also going to London. I think it's going to be playing at the Dominion Theatre. I don't know the dates, but I will link the official website down below for you so you can look, find out more about it and about where it's going on tour. I'll also link down below where you can get tickets for the Manchester shows as well. So I hope you have enjoyed this little theatre vlog and review. If you do enjoy these sort of videos, I do lots of these on my channel. Like I said, I am going to go and see SpongeBob. I think it's next week. I'm also taking my children to go and see the Smed and the Smoo, so I'll be doing a review and vlog of that as well. I'm hoping to go and see Greatest Days and Dirty Dancing. So if you're interested in seeing any of those, do subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified as soon as those videos go up. I've also just started a new website called All About Theatre. It's www.allabouttheatreuk.com, and I will be writing up all my reviews. So if you want to read a more detailed review, they will be on there. I'll also link theatre news on there as well, so when I hear any news of what's going on in the theatre land, I will put that up on that website also. And it'll also have my Instagram linked to there as well, so you can see all the pictures that I take and things like that. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this little video. If you have, please do give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.